The fifth graders are proud to present to you their thoughts on the research process. We had to think about how we were going to get the kids excited about research because it's such an amazing opportunity to learn so many things. One of our main goals was to teach the students the importance of following the process to answer their own questions. The grade 5s will now describe to you in their own words the journey that they took through this project.
The first thing you have to do is know what your assignment is. Our assignment was to find information about a big topic that we chose from a book. We had to brainstorm so we could find out what topic we would concentrate on. So our teacher gave us a strategy to use, and it was called the Orange Zoom idea, where you would have a big idea and then you would find lots of other little main ideas, and then from that you would find the topic and your question.
And then we had to figure out 3 questions that interested us.
So then we figured out our favorite question,
and then we started answering our questions by coming up to the library and finding information about our questions.
My topic was eye and color, and what I did next after generating a question was looking up the encyclopedia and different other books to put it all together so I can find my answer to my question.
It's like you're thinking, where should I find this information? Because you don't really know where to find it because you haven't started your research yet. Well, it's good to look in a book. And books have lots of information, and you can use the skim and scan, and also you can look on the internet, because the internet you can go to a website and just type in what you want to find. And my topic was parachutes. I watched a TV program, and one of the good places I thought was world record book, because that explains a lot, because people do a lot of world records with parachutes. And also the best place to look for things like this is the library. Where can I find the information?
I didn't use anything at home because I had nothing about turtles, because my question was about turtles. And I didn't use any computers because I forgot about doing it at home. So I mostly just used the library. I mostly used books from the reference room.
And the encyclopedias are in the reference room, and find the books using the computers or the Dewey Decimal System. I had to know how to use the library catalog to find books about the lions, and I also used the internet to see other things. It helped to know the Dewey Decimal System because it's really easy, and in the library they have like labels sticking out with all the numbers, so you can just see it from across the library, and that's where you're going to look for the books. I mostly used an encyclopedia from the reference room.
When we got information from our books, we had to find ways to use it. When we were reading our books for research, we had to quickly take notes, which we were practicing a lot in other subjects.
Before we started the research, we had a checklist, and some of the items were highlighters, pencils, having your special sheet where you wrote your main idea and your question.
One thing we had to do when we were researching is take notes.
Miss Lisa taught us that you should look in the table of contents and maybe even in the index for keywords, or usually to skim and scan if it's not like a big, thick book.
usually we had to skim through the book like a car in a car park and look for important words that were in our question.
When we were note taking, one thing that we did was Miss Lisa gave us an organizer and she told us to write down our question and the keywords on it, the author of the book and the title of the book. So we used that and that was our header for the note taking.
The next thing we had to do was to synthesize all of the information. What does that mean? Synthesize means to take information from multiple sources and combine it into one new idea to answer your question.
We used sources, and the sources we used were an encyclopedia and 2 books. And when we took the notes, we had to put them all together and pick out the specific information to synthesize. We used resources, and the resources we used were encyclopedias and 2 books.
I looked at my notes and decided which information was important.
The important. Are you filming?
Yeah, no. Go.
Then we took the information and put it into our own writing style on paper.
We had to put the answer to our question on our poster, and then we had to put a picture and label it, and then we have to write something, like a fun fact about it.
What I did with the notes I've got and the information I just took a piece of paper and I wrote down those how I answered the question, and then I typed it on the computer and laid it out on the poster and put questions and pictures and the resources I used to more questions I had.
To decide what my poster was going to look like, I need to plan. So I took a piece of paper and decided that on the top I would put the question, and then I put a few pictures in and a fun fact and the answer to my question and my sources and new questions that I have.
The last step in research is to evaluate.
Evaluation is when you rate something. I would like to say that evaluating is again one of the most important steps, because if you don't evaluate, your work won't be done correctly.
What we did was that we walked around the classroom with each person's poster on the desk, and we evaluated how good it was.
I was a bit unhappy about my work because I was late. The one thing which I liked about my work was that the thing which I learned was that I should do things faster and to do things faster and to do some time.
I thought that my work was pretty good, and I pretty much learned about myself that I can take notes and do other new things. And I also have to say that my work was pretty sloppy because my words weren't that neat and you couldn't read them.
I think I was happy with my work because it took me a while to make it ready, but I think I put a bit more effort in it because it was a bit sloppy. What I was happy with was my poster was that I put out at least 5 hours of effort into it, and I used rulers a lot, so I think that I deserve a good grade and I probably say that evaluating is the most important step, and even if you look at your own poster, when you evaluate it, you can see something that you can work on.
Research obviously sparks curiosity, and so for our class it was really helpful to have Miss Lorna and Miss Lisa work together and create this beautiful project. There are certain steps that all our kids needed to do, but the most important part was that when students find a topic that they're really interested in, there is no limit to learning. But with the help of the other teachers,